to answer or I can answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So to start off, are you okay with being recorded?
Yes.
And where have you been staying since the closing of Quality Inn?
Here at the hometown studios for 2 weeks. By the hands, of course,
Yeah.
because of you guys.
So how much longer do you have to stay in this place right now?
Till Friday.
Till this Friday. So
Yes.
that's in 2 days.
Yes.
Okay. And where do you plan to go after here?
We're going to be staying with a friend in Westminster
Okay.
on 74th.
Okay. And do you have, either of you, have any health needs or specific situation things that led to you being at the Quality Inn and that also make it hard for you to have a safe place and a healthy place in certain kinds of housing?
Yes, me being asthmatic, I have a heart murmur and heart disease, and me mentally on medication as well for my bipolar and schizo.
Yeah.
You know, I got a lot of health issues myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's a lot to have to navigate
yeah,
different kinds of housing.
totally,
Yeah. Absolutely.
totally.
And do you still have a case manager right now?
No, we were told that once we left the program, we won't have a case manager unless we go down to Stout Street and get one. So I don't have one besides, I do have Chantel, but she's an advocate. But she does work with Roadway, and I can't remember the other people that she works for, but also Salvation.
Salvation Army?
Yes.
Okay. And has that case manager been helping you guys with housing search? Or
We actually received his ID yesterday, so now we're just looking for private owners, because we get a voucher for a whole year.
It took 2 years to get the idea.
wow, yeah.
And so basically we're just doing a search on apartments right now by private owners,
Yeah. All right.
because we do have a voucher through Chantel.
Okay. So you feel close. So
We're getting closer.
yeah.
We're getting closer.
It sounds like you maybe just need a little bit of support
You're
until
right.
you got to that housing situation.
Right.
Okay. And what kind of support did you receive during the closing of Quality Inn?
The only support we didn't receive much from the caseworkers, because they kind of like put a stop, you know, and they were limited on helping certain people. I didn't even get everything taken care of at the end. It caused chaos.
Because neither one of us had an ID, that's why.
Right, so since then, you guys, hands, were the only people that's been helping us right now,
Yeah.
supporting us and everything, checking up on us.
Well,
You guys are
glad to-
great.
We're glad to have the chance.
Okay.
You're amazing. It's been really amazing getting to
Yeah.
know you too. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. What kind of living situation or housing are you trying to find? Like, what would that look like? Your ideal housing situation?
Stability, trying to find stability. That way we don't have to worry about, you know, month to month, or worrying about having to kick out or transport it somewhere else. We need something stable, you know, long term. That way my husband can go back to work, I can go back to work, I can go back to school. But until then, we can't. We need something stable to have a regular life.
Yeah.
You know, it's too hard when you can't do much and you're limited, especially with the roof over your head or where you have to sleep. You know.
And also a good home for this cutie right here, right?
Yeah,
And that's
he's old.
yeah, absolutely. But part of the family.
Yep.
And what would you like the city to do to address your housing needs right now? What is it you would ask them?
Basically, to notice those that are in need, in desperate need, that have the ability of doing other things, going back to work, you know, getting a stable home, proper caseworkers that do the job that they're supposed to be doing and contacting you, because some of the caseworkers don't contact or reach out to you. You have to go find them. And that's what we need, is a strong caseworker who can work with everything that we need done and get us stable.
That's just something that, because neither one of us had an ID, we were like dead in the water, you know, we couldn't do nothing. And I kept going back and back to DMV to get my ID. They wanted this certificate, that certificate, I gave them everything I had. And finally I got it, because it's just pre-pandemic, you know. And that's the epidemic kind of puts on the streets, but I didn't have an ID. She didn't have an ID because she got robbed for that. And now I just got my ID yesterday. At least we try to start getting something going. I go back to work, you know, everything. But without an ID, I wasn't able to do, we weren't able to do nothing, you know.
We need somebody to help him with his old man pension,
Yeah.
to help him get that, because right
Well,
now,
I got qualified for it last August. But I
he's
haven't been able to
qualified
collect it.
already, we just need somebody to help
Yeah.
doing that
A
online for
caseworker,
him.
yeah. And I got qualified since last August when I turned 60. Now I'm 61. The whole year I haven't been able to go back and forth to the DMV to get my ID.
Yeah.
And they want more and more information
More
and more documents. I gave them
and
everything good. Finally, we got through with it, you know. They wanted my children's birth certificates and all that stuff. And
Mother's
I gave them,
certificate.
yeah, my mother's birth certificate, all kinds of crazy stuff. But finally we got through it. And finally I got my ID. So
Good.
that was
a
just
blessing.
that was yesterday.
Yes.
That was
That was
yesterday.
a
We just
blessing
got it. I
yesterday.
mean, it was a blessing. It was, because it's been holding us back. Because she's born in Okinawa, you know, because she can't get hers because she's an army brat, military brat. And mine was just going to California and bringing all my documents here, and they're just
It just took
too long. Every time they reviewed it, it was like 8
That's
to 11
outrageous.
weeks before I got an answer back, and they wanted more information. I go back and give it to them, and then another 8 to 11 weeks they want more information. I went to that 4 times. And then finally they gave it to me after I gave them everything I could give.
I think the city needs to understand the situation with people not having IDs and
Yeah,
getting
because you're dead in
stolen.
the water.
That they should be able to provide people with a state ID, regardless of circumstances. You know?
That was the hardest
And down
part.
the line, you can try to figure out the documents.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
I had my birth
and
certificate, all that stuff.
I can understand if it's an identity thing, but they can figure out some type of way of giving people an ID.
Yeah, because you're dead in the
Because
water waiting.
that puts everybody in a stop.
Yeah, we're just at a stop. We couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
He couldn't work. He had too many job offers and he couldn't work because he didn't have that ID.
Because I've been a commercial painter for almost 30 years in the union. So, I got a trade and stuff, but no one's going to take me on job site when you don't have proper ID. You know, I can show them my birth certificate and all that. They don't care. They
Yeah.
want Colorado ID or driver's license. And that's
And
all we've been waiting on.
Colorado is a very tough state to get your ID.
Sure is.
You know,
Tough state,
I can
ours.
understand the situations and the circumstances to that, but still, when you're homeless and you need a state ID
Yeah.
to get housing,
Or to get in
I
a
think they
hotel.
should be able to issue people state IDs, period,
Yeah.
regardless
And that's
of the
what that's been
circumstances.
killing us all the
And
time.
that's a way of pinpointing who you are too, and it would keep them on top of who's out there and who's not.
Yeah.
So the ID should be, the city should really, really pay attention to that and maybe figure out some way of providing identification for everybody, a state ID.
Right.
Yeah, because without an ID, you can't really do nothing. Can't get nothing. Can't get a job.
Pretty
Can't
much
go to a
sure
hotel.
everybody's
can't
got
get nothing.
fingerprints, so we can start doing fingerprints. I mean, come on, it's
And they
that
had all
easy.
that. They had all that for me.
Technology is way up there, so I'm
Sure.
pretty much sure they can figure out some type of way.
Absolutely. And then also, right, like after the closing of Quality Inn, you had to find a new case manager, and within that short amount of time, you got an ID, you're moving in this positive trajectory, you're moving in this positive direction for both of you, right? And now you have a few days to figure out next steps, but really, this is the city's opportunity to see, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That as soon as you were given the support that was really needed this whole time,
And you'll see how much
Actually
easier
made.
and everybody
Yeah.
else's life is back to
Right before
normal.
they closed,
Yes.
it was the last day I went down there and gave my more information. They wanted us like my 4th, 5th time. I gave more information, and we didn't know whether or not I was going to get it or not. And luckily, it came and stayed in the mail. It took like about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
since we got the quality, because that was
It
like
said 11
days-
to
it was
14
days-
weeks.
It was like days before they closed. I went there and thought and more information to the DMV, and they wouldn't give me my ID or a paper ID at that time. So I had to just wait and see what happens. They're going to review if I got to send them more information, which is being crazy, really. I mean, just to get an ID.
Being in the program made it very difficult.
But thankful for that program because we were able. If I didn't have ID all the time, I've been stuck. I've been doing like day jobs at Home Depot and stuff like that. But I can't really get in hotel rooms because I ain't got an ID. On the table work, but that's what I was doing. And thank God, because hopefully everything will change for me now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's been tough without an ID. I mean, you can't even do nothing, you know.
Thank you for sharing.